All right, Shalom. We're going to start by saying, call Allah, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, KAKADASH. Double honors to the powers of Israel, aka the powers of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick. Slacking. I'll be a little lower than usual because it's a little late. But the inspiration, but I couldn't resist. You know, I was going to wait till tomorrow a little bit, but it was burning inside me, compelling me to have to do it today. So today, I was waiting for the bus because I had to go pick up a vehicle, right? I had to pick up my work van, and so I was waiting for the van. I'm waiting for the bus to come. The bus is behind schedule. Okay. Now fast forward. You know, when I get on the bus driver said this is his first time driving this route and that he wasn't even from this state. He was from New York. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So the bus is late. So in the midst of all that, I'm looking up at the sky. You know, I see something that's been up in the sky for a while in the east. You know, I've been, reading. I was read up on a couple of scriptures, so on and so forth. Just, passing the time while I wait. So I go to this app. You know, the Times of the Small Hats. This is a news platform over there in Small Hat land. And so I came across an article and it said that basically, and as a thumbnail says, that's from the article, it's a screenshot. It says, families of the hostages are posted up outside of Bibi Netanyahu's house. Basically saying that they're gonna stay out there until they come up with a deal to bring back those people, those Amalekites. That's basically so they're saying. They right now, as of we speak, it was this morning, Sunday morning. Okay, it said that they was and the lady was the person that was representing the people that was outside his crib. They were saying that we're gonna stay out here until they come to a deal to bring these people home. So I thought about two scriptures, right? Because when I read the article, two scriptures came to mind. Now, when I first saw the title of the article, the first thing I thought was, sedition among men. They should not regard their kings nor princes, in the Apocrypha. That's one of the things I got, because, to be outside of the crib of your prime minister and to say that you're going to stay outside until they come into an agreement, that speaks volumes on the climate we're in right now in the world as far as the people against their governments. Okay? So I got this article. See? You read it. It says hostages families pitch tent outside PM's private home. This is private home. This is private crib. Okay, so as of right now, I don't know if they staking out overnight, but the lady said that we're going to be here every day until they come to an agreement and these hostages are brought back home to the land that's not theirs. But you read this. So this is from the Times of the Small Hats. You gotta watch what you say because they've been flagging you, and I was on strike and I couldn't post for a week. So you gotta be careful what you say. So it says hostages families pitch tents outside PM's private home, demand immediate deal. Now I'm not gonna read this whole article because it's kind of lengthy, but I'm gonna read most of it because it had a lot of good things mentioned in here, especially in time to scriptures against Amalek and against the whole show of Esau's kingdom. Okay, so it reads So it says, a group of hostages, families, and protesters blocked off traffic outside Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu's private residence on Jerusalem's Azza Street on Sunday evening. So that was this evening, demanding the government reach a deal to ensure the return of remaining hostages in Hamas captivity. It says, organized by the hostages and missing Families Forum, the demonstration walked a fine line attempting to hold the current government accountable for the lives of hostages while avoiding forthright condemnation of Small Hat's current leadership. In the middle of speeches by family members of the hostages, organizers had to quickly silence stray demonstrators who burst out into chants of shame against the government. Now, mind you, this is over there in the land that's our land where Amalek is. Now, keep in mind, if the whole thing, the whole notion is to believe that these are the people of the Heavenly Father, the Creator, then why are they going through such why are they going through such hardships? Why are they going through such, grief and anguish? Why are they going through such violence? Why are the nations that doing what they're doing? Because the Lord, what did YAHAWASHI say? He said that when he put Israel back in the land, that the nations shall learn war no more. Now here it is. Now not only are the nations learning war, but they're actually at war against what? The chosen people again? But you're back in the land, and your chosen land that was given to you, to where when you got back in that land, it would be what? Peace? But there's no peace on earth. But anyway, continuing on, it says the demonstration took place on short notice amid reports from the Wall Street Journal of a proposed plan by the U.S., Egypt, and Qatar to bring the war to an extended halt, arrange the return of hostages held in Hamas captivity, and lead to full normalization for Small Hats with its neighbors, and talks for the establishment of a, Indian state. It says Amalek believes 132 hostages remain in Gaza, following a deal in late November that freed 105 civilians from Hamas. The IDF has confirmed the deaths of 28 those still by Hamas, citing new intelligence findings obtained by troops operating in Gaza. 4 hostages were released prior to that, and 1 was rescued by troops. The bodies of 8 hostages have also been recovered, and 3 hostages were mistakenly killed by the Amalekite military. 1 more person is listed as missing since October 7th, and their fate is still unknown. So this is what's going on right now in Israel, over there in the Small Hat land, our land. This is going over there as far as the war goes. This does not sound like a land of peace, a land of flowing with milk and honey. This does not sound like a land where the nation shall learn war no more. This does not sound like a time where the nation shall learn war no more. This don't sound like a time to where like everything is all good and the people rejoice because the righteous are in authority. This is not that time. What did the Lord say in Proverbs, the 29th chapter? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked are in authority, the people mourneth. The world is in a state of mourning right now. Everybody's in a state of mourning. Everybody is in a state of despair, stress. Happiness is not a thing right now for the masses of people. Okay? And not forget the masses of the people. Let's talk about if you're the chosen people. If you're supposed to be the children of Jacob, the sons and daughters of Jacob, why are you going through such bullshit? As far as you talk about your safety and and things happening to you as far as violence goes. But anyway, reading on, it says by the time the demonstration began Sunday, so this is today. We still got a couple hours left of Sunday. So this all started a few hours ago in their time, because they're some hours ahead of us over there. Okay, because they're over there in the eastern part of the world. But it says Sunday evening, so that means that when it was like, a few hours from now, it was like already like evening time. Like when we was getting into our afternoon and starting our afternoon and whatnot, morning, afternoon, it was already evening over there. Okay? It says only a couple dozen people had arrived at the intersection of Hazard Street, but the crowd quickly grew. Protesters gathered around a lively drum circle, waved signs with the faces and names of those who remain in Hamas captivity, shouting, "The cabinet is responsible for the lives of the hostages." This is over there right now where Amalek is at, our land. This is his personal crib. It said his personal home. Now like I said, I'm gonna read a little more because I'm not gonna read the article, but this is what it's from. The TOY. It says Oren Gantz, the mother of 28-year-old Eaton Zechariah, who was kidnapped and taken out in Hamas captivity, urged the prime minister and the war cabinet to give up on ego. "My daughter didn't just die, she died on our watch," she said. It said, yet now I would trust you. There is no other person who can return the hostages. She continued, 107 days, they don't have time. In captivity, there is no tomorrow. I know that because she received the body. Now, what is it? What Deuteronomy 30:7. When what it said, these curses shall befall upon your enemies. This sound like what happened to us on a regular over here. And it was no outcry. There was no outcry. There was no assistance. We didn't have no help. What did the Lord say? That no man shall buy you. No man shall redeem you. Who's going to redeem us though? Because we have to get redemption somehow. We're the chosen people. And who's that going to be from? YAHAWASHI, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. That's who's coming to save us. That's who's coming to save. The one true living God that can save is Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And right now, that same true living God said he had war with these people. And it said he was going to come holler at them. What did he say? Now, O daughter of Edom, the cup shall pass through unto thee. So all of what we went through, all of the stuff that we encountered in our existence over here in this realm, in this age. Now, what? Now, Esau, you're at your end. Now it's time for you to feel it. Now it's time for you to feel like an N-word. Now it's time for you to feel like a captive. Now it's time for you to feel, you know what I'm saying? What goes around comes around, y'all. And the Lord don't care if you're a female or a young, hold up. Let me read more of this article, and then we get some scriptures, and I'll wrap it up. It says, Galed Korngold, the father of Tal Shahamna, who Hummus kidnapped, was Kibbutz Be'eri, gave an impassioned speech to the crowd. Korngold's son said is currently held captive after he was kidnapped along with his wife, Adi Shaham, his daughter Yahel, 3-year-old, and son Neva, 8 years old, as well as his mother-in-law Shoshan Horan, his wife's aunt Sharon, and her daughter Noam, who's 12. All the women and children in the family were released on November 25th, so around Thanksgiving. And it says, as part of a temporary ceasefire deal brokered by Qatar, Egypt, and the United States between Hummus and the small hats. So now we're in January 20, what is it, January 20th, almost the 21st. November 25th, these hostages was let go, but yet it's still been a lot of fighting in the midst from October 7th to now, in the midst of all these things with the negotiations. They're still out here bombing the hell out of Hummus and whatever. It's still all out war going on right now. But continuing on, it says, I live in the Gaza border area. I see exactly what's going on, he exclaimed. I travel in an empty Gaza border area. There are no planes in the sky. The war as it once was is not continuing, and they promised us that this would free the hostages. It says, Shay Benyamin, the daughter of 53-year-old Ron Benyamin, kidnapped to Gaza during a bike ride on October 7th near Kibbutz Be'eri, says she is fed up with begging the government for the hostages' return and is now demanding a deal. It says, all the time we hear about our abductees who were taken out as we were on Russian roulette. I can't just wait every day. I just can't wait every day to hear which of the hostages has been taken out, she said. It says John Poland, the father of small hat American hostage Hirsch Goldberg Poland, taken by Hummus, gave a speech in English about the government and prime minister's failure to protect its citizenry on October 7th, when thousands of Teists from Gaza went on a Kaying spree across southern Small Hats land, overrunning bases and communities and taking out about 1,200 people, mostly civilians. Teists also took 253 hostages to Gaza, according to an official government count. All of us as citizens have a contract with the country, said Poland. In exchange for our service and taxes, we expect the government to keep us safe, and its government and prime minister have totally failed us. So that's what they feel about their government right now over there in the Small Hat land, over there with AMALEK and them. They said that the government has failed them. That doesn't sound like a kingdom of peace. That doesn't sound like a kingdom of where, everything is all good and y'all singing upon your beds. Because these are the scriptures that said Israel was going to be doing once they got back in that land. And y'all in that land, right? Y'all in that land, right? So that means that must be you, right? So why is that not happening? Hold on, I'm almost finished this article. And then you can finish this, this article, you can find it, but I ain't gonna read the whole thing. I'm gonna read these two more. I got two more lines. It says Goldberg Poland was kidnapped on a camping trip with his friend in the Gaza border area. The two made a stop at the Supernova Music Festival near Rahim and were attacked by Hamas along with the rest of the partygoers on the morning of October 7th, where some 360 were taken out. Now, that was in the morning time. I didn't know about that detail before with all of this. I didn't know it was in the morning time. I thought it was at the night. I thought it was at nighttime. Okay, so unless it was morning for us and not for them. But anyway, so it says the last time Poland and his wife Rachel Goldberg saw their son was on video. Hamas Tias loaded him onto a pickup truck. His arm was blown off from the elbow down. That's what last time they saw their son. That's Amalek. And what did the Lord? And we all know what the Lord said about Amalek. He will have war with him. Remember, right now, these people over there, they don't know that they're Amalek. They think they're actually the real chosen people. Remember, he said what? The Gentiles, they inherited lies. And all this what they, hold on, did she say the part? Okay, no, I'm gonna stop. I'm stopping here. This is the line. This is the important line. So after all of this, so after they all outside his house, right? After Bibi Netanyahu's house, right? It says after speeches came to a close, right? After speeches came to a close, the families pitched tents below Netanyahu's home. They intend to stay in the tents until the prime minister agrees to a deal to return the hostages. According to hostages and missing family spokesman Haim Rubenstein. Boom. Now let's get to the scriptures. Now, what does that sound like? Does that sound like a land of peace? Does it sound like a land of people that's in their grace and the glory of the one true living God? And everybody's representing them as the people? No, that don't sound like them. And look what look what's happening to them. You look like you under some curses right now, my man, my peoples. Now here it is. But what curses are you under? See, you never thought this would happen to you. Because remember, 1948 is 2024. 1948, y'all was in there. So from whatever a little bit before that, whenever Amalek, got his, when he got his rule on things, that still was a short time. And now you're at your end. Now you're seeing your end. You're seeing your shit fall. Whether you be Amalek, whether you be American, the house of Edom, the whole house of Esau, the Lord has smoke for. Okay? So we're going to go to the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16. Now remember, this lady said what? We intend to pitch tents outside here until a deal is met to bring back the hostages from wherever. Okay, so where is it? Okay, so now we got the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, and the point is in 16, but I'm gonna start at verse 14. And this whole chapter is good, but I'm gonna want to get through this a little quick. So it's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Now that's kind of conflicting with John 3:16, because it says woe to the world and them that dwell therein. But they always want to use John 3:16. It says, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. But that whole world is not talking about the whole world, the whole planet, every single human being, every single soul. The world is talking about the nation of Israel. But this right here, this world, in this format, even though it's apocrypha, so there's no blue letter, but you can guarantee you that's different. That's different than the world in John 3:16. Because why would he say woe to that world and then say, oh yeah, for God so loved the world? You know, that's why you got to get into these words. But anyway, verse 15, it reads, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. But let's talk about this addition, verse 16. Verse 15 says, this is what happening now. Everybody's at war. It's very violent right now, especially over here in America and all parts of the world. It's very violent. It's a lot of violence. Okay? So it says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. So the destruction draweth nigh to this world. And what world is this? This is Esau's world. For Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The next world, the next kingdom. This is Esau's world. This is his kingdom. This is his domain. But the Lord said, what? In your kingdom, you was going to see your destruction. So you want to actually see your kingdom fall. So right now, we're seeing these devils, Amalek over there in that land, devils over here. Y'all seeing y'all kingdom fall. Y'all seeing y'all hold on the world. Y'all seeing y'all rulership dwindle away. I'm talking about the whole house of Edom. Y'all know that this is y'all kingdom. This is where y'all supposed to prosper. And right now, you don't see no prosperity in your world. Because your world is shit now. But verse 16, and this is the point. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. Now remember what the lady said. She said, oh shit. Fuck, am I telling out the article? She said, what did she say? I'm trying to look for that. She said, okay, so they said, so this is the article. It says, after speeches came to a close, the families, these are families of the hostages, they pitched tents below Netanyahu's home. They intend to stay in the tents until the prime minister agrees. And this is a quote. It said, till the prime minister agrees to a deal to return the hostages, right? It says, according to the hostages and missing family spokesman, Haim Rubenstein. So whoever that is, that's who said that. So they plan to stand outside this nigga crib until a deal is met. Just also go back to the scriptures. I got one more scripture. So you see the sedition among men, right? So that's the sedition among men because that's their quote unquote leader. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 1, and it reads, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Now, the reason why I bring that out is because they're imagining a vain thing right now. See, they're imagining something that somehow there's going to be some kind of event that's going to change this. Their people come back home, and everything is back to the way it was before, not nobody knowing shit and not nobody doing shit, and everybody just being in their bubble and them just being the imposters, inheriting lies. But no, the Lord said, no, it's over now. Now is the time of your end. Now the cup shall pass through unto thee. Rejoice now, O daughter of Edom. Rejoice now, because what? Sooner or later, you're not going to be able to rejoice and be glad because YAHAWASHI is going to be back. And then YAHAWASHI is going to put your asses into captivity. Just like the hummus people did to y'all. But you're not going to be able to fight. It's not going to be no assistance against YAHAWASHI, Amalek. You know? Why do they think that somehow that they're going to get these people back and that everything is no happily ever after for this story? There's no happily ever after for this story right now, and this life right now we living in right now in 2024 in Esau's kingdom. There's no happily ever after for anyone that wants this kingdom to stand. This kingdom is finished. Okay? So, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. We give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the positive Israel, aka the positive red millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.